February 1st, 1938, which relates to the protective custody and the issuance of new regulations. And I'd like to quote just one sentence from that law. As a coercive measure of the secret state police against persons who endangered the security of the people and the state through their attitude in order to counter all aspirations of the enemies of the people of the state, and that the Gestapo had the exclusive right to order protective custody, and that protective custody was to be executed in the state concentration camps. To another phase where the SD created an organization of agents and informants who operated through the various regional offices throughout the Reich, and later in conjunction with the Gestapo and the criminal police throughout the occupied countries. The SD operated secretly. One of the things it did was to secretly mark ballots in order to discover the identity of persons who cast no and invalid votes in the row. And SD, as I've referred to, were composed of the Gestapo, the Kripo, and the SD. The Gestapo was the largest, and it had a membership of about 40 to 50,000 in 1934 to 1935. That's an error, that's 43. In 1943 to 1945, the Gestapo had a membership of about 40 to 50,000. The Kripo had a membership of about 15,000, and the SD had a membership of about 3,000. In common usage and even in orders and decrees, the term SD was used as an abbreviation for the term SIPO and SD. He referred to these criminals was canned goods. The incidents at Gleiwitz in which I participated was carried out on the evening preceding the German attack on Poland. As I recall, war broke out on the 1st of September 1939. At noon on the 31st of August, I received by telephone from Heydrich the code word for the attack, which was to take place at 8 o'clock that evening. Heydrich said, in order to carry out this attack, report to Muller for canned goods. I did this and gave Muller instructions to deliver the man near the radio station. I received this man and had him laid down at the entrance to the station. He was alive, but he was completely unconscious. I tried to open his eyes. I could not recognize by his eyes that he was alive, only by his breathing. I did not see the shot wounds, but a lot of blood was smeared across his face. He was in civilian clothes. We seized the radio station as ordered, broadcast a speech of 3 to 4 minutes over an emergency transmitter, fired some pistol shots, and left. And then sworn to and subscribed by Nojoks before Lieutenant Martin. The Gestapo and the SD carried out mass murders of hundreds of thousands of civilians of occupied countries as a part of the Nazi program to exterminate political and racial undesirables by the so-called Einsatzgruppen. The honors will recall evidence concerning the activities of these Einsatzgruppen or Einsatzkommandos. The Estonian self-protection movement, formed as the Germans advanced, did begin to arrest Jews, but there were no spontaneous pogroms. Only by the security police and the SD were the Jews gradually executed as they became no longer required for work. Today, there are no longer any Jews in Estonia. That document is a top secret document by Einsatzgruppen A, which was a special projects group. The honor will refer to the top next to Petersburg, or Leningrad as we know it. And down below you'll see the picture of a coffin. And that is described in the report as 3,600 having been killed. Next, over to the left, is another coffin in one of the small Baltic states, showing 963 in that area have been put in the coffin. And then next down near the capital of Riga, you will notice that they got 35,238 that were put away in the coffins. And it refers to the ghetto there as still having 2,500. Previously, document 501 PS, which was received as USA Exhibit 288, referred to this operation. The letter from Becker, which is a part of this exhibit, was addressed to Obersturmbannführer Roth at Berlin. For, as I can state, these vans were probably operating in 1941, and I personally feel that they were operating up to the termination of the war, unquote. Honor, please, I don't believe that we'll have time to go into the next exhibit.
No. Very well. Then the tribunal will now adjourn until Wednesday, the 2nd of January.